Hi everyone, and welcome to my craft room. Apologies I haven't given you any notice of this before this video. It's just that I was so excited by what I just created, I needed to share it. So hello anyone who comes in live, and hello anyone who watches this in replay. What I've actually done here, and I'll just wait for my computer to catch up. What I've actually done here is combined a couple of stamp sets from the current catalogue, and one stamp set and one die set. So the die set is actually the detailed peacock dies, which is the die set that comes in the Royal or Regal Peacock bundle. It's got some really nice dies in there. It's got obviously the die that goes with the stamp of the peacock, the beautiful peacock feathers and some other things. But the one I'm actually using for this little bit of a mashup is this one of the peacock by itself. It basically just produces a silhouette with all the beautiful swirls and curls and things like that here. So my computer's just caught up, so bear with me for a minute just while I get that going so I can see the comments. Hi everyone who's here. Hello Donna from Rome. Can't wait to get you home. I'm sure you don't want to come home, but it'll be good to see you. And hello Carol. So anyway, I'm going to be using this particular die here, and because my phone's running out, I've actually prepared a fair bit of this card beforehand. But what I've done, I looked at this swirls here and I thought it was just so beautiful, so delicate, that it would be great to use it for the dress of a bride. And we have the Perfect Bride here in the Wonderful Moments stamp set here. So we have the Perfect Bride, here she is. She's sort of quite beautiful with her back to us, in a hair in a bun and a bouquet, and her beautiful swirls and everything. So I thought, well, if we could fill in some of this bottom bit here with this beautiful peacock tail, you come up with something pretty special. And as you can see here, I've done one, and I think it's pretty special. So what I've done, I did it first of all just with one peacock tail, and to be honest it wasn't quite full enough. It sort of lacked a bit of body. So what I've done now is actually added the second peacock tail, and you can see you've got quite a nice full skirt there. Forgive the light in my craft room because I usually do my videos in the middle of the day with natural light, but I've got a artificial light happening here. Anyway, hi Gail, thanks for joining me. So let's have a little look at this one. I'll make this one for you. So what I actually have is a card base. I love doing I love doing my bridal cards or my wedding cards in a square format rather than a C6 format. I've got a card base which is very vanilla, and it's actually 11.5 inches long and 5.5 inches wide, and I've scored it at 5.5 inches. So basically you get a 5.5 by 5.5 inch base card, which I'll just pop aside. And another little panel here that is 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. So it just sits in there with the tiniest of borders all the way around. And this top one is what I'm going to do my stamping on. So when I first made this bride, I just stamped straight with the whole dress as well as the bodice. But you can actually then see the lines through the peacock tail. So what I thought I'd do my second time round was actually mask off some of these, or this lower part of the die. Now I usually use masking tape for this, but I can't find my masking tape, so I'm just using sticky tape. So I'm going to just mask off the lower part. Hopefully you can see this, and the sticky tape's see-through, so that doesn't help, just from the waist down. So just pop some sticky tape there, and that just will let the ink go on the top once we've inked it up and removed it. Had it snow and wind and rain here in lovely Tassie today, so it's been a good day for being inside and crafting. Not good for anything else. So I've got most of that bottom sticky taped off now. I'm going to just use my black, my Memento black, and I'm going to just ink up the top half anyway, but the tape is a second layer of defence, so to speak. So we'll just, the top half of our beautiful bride, like that, just ink her up nice and evenly, and then I'll just remove the tape if I can. Oops. Oh, it's going to come off one bit at a time. Just remove the tape to get the ink off that bottom part of her. So there we are. So now we've just got ink on the top half of our bride. So I'll bring back in our very vanilla panel. So I'm going to put her central and slightly high on the card, because the peacock tail feather dress is quite long once it's on there. So there you go. You can see I've just got the top half of her body. There's a little bit there, but that's not going to show through too much. Okay, so what I might do now is just give her a bit of colour. So I'm using my blends. Anyone who knows me knows I love my blends. So I've got the ivory, which I seem to be attracted to always when I'm doing skin tones. And I'm just going to do her back and her neck down to her skirt. She's got a little bit of arm there, and her other arm comes down there. There's not much point going much further because the dress is actually going to cover that. And then I've got our beautiful new in colours. We've got the dark and light Rococo Rose, which I think is absolutely glorious, and lovely new blends. I'm going to do her, just bits and pieces of her little bouquet in this one, which I think is the dark one, and then fill in with the light one, just to give it a bit of interest around. Not really having to be too exact there. And then on the other one, I just made her little buttons just a touch of pink. You could have left them. You could actually use little pearls if you've got them. I think that would look nice as well. Probably a little bit much with what we're just about to do with her beautiful dress. Okay, so, and her hair, just going to do, this is the dark crumb cake. So just in her hair there. Okay, and then what I thought, just to give it a bit of interest, I've got my colour lifter here, and just pop some, just lighten her up a little bit on her shoulder and down the high part of her back there. Doesn't really matter too much, but I just like that, just so you don't get a matte colour. So there, hopefully you can see her there. It'll focus okay. She's quite lovely as she is. I quite like this stamp set. Okay, so now what I've got is our die, which is our peacock, and what I've done is I've cut them already just so we don't run out of my phone. So I've cut 2 tails, and I've cut them off where we don't need them, but I've basically cut them off here at the thinnest part of the bird. So right up here, there's the bird gets very thin, so just cut that off because we don't need anything other than that. And you can see you pop them together like that, and on our bride, she's got the most beautiful sort of wide dress that you could want. So what I'll do is I'll add those to the card. Might put this one on first. Actually, I might trim that a little bit more. Where's my scissors? Eek, cut by my scissors. Just might cut that. I've cut it off at an angle, but I'm going to cut it square. There. Okay, so just some glue on the back here. Not a lot, just dots where you think you can, where the thickest part of the die are. Just around, oh, probably shouldn't do it on there, I'm going to get glue everywhere. Just dots around on the, probably on the edges is probably more important, so you get good adhesion. There's a big word for a Sunday night. There we go. And this first one we'll add here. So it's going to be obviously a little bit messy at the top, but nothing that can't be covered with a good bow, which is what I'm going to do. I just touch that down. So that's the first half of her dress, and the second half we're going to bring it up so it overlaps a little bit and heads out to the back, so it's like she's got a, almost like she's got a bustle happening at the back there. So again, some glue around at the outside, just dots of it. I do actually have a glue which is quite handy. It's not from Stampin' Up, but it's got a little brush which is very handy for these fine things. So whatever glue is your favourite for this sort of thing, you can use. Stampin' Up glue is just as good. Okay, so I'm going to get a piece of cardboard and just firm that down so it stays put and I don't get glue all over my hands. There we are. So isn't she just lovely? And then just to cover over those bits of roughness at the top, I've got some of our beautiful gold trimmed cream vanilla ribbon. I'm going to pop that with a glue dot just there at the top of the dress, just to hide some of the rough tops. And she does have, actually in the stamp she actually has a bow anyway, so it's just replacing that. So a glue dot and there. There we go. So I did the bow beforehand just so you didn't have to watch the excruciating pain of me tying a bow. Cool. Okay, so stuck. So that's, I think that's quite pretty, quite beautiful. Anyway, so that'd be beautiful for a wedding, obviously for a wedding. Okay, so as far as sentiments go, the stamp set has for beautiful for weddings, dreams come true. So I'm going to stamp that just on the right hand side. Don't think it needs too much more because it is quite a striking card as it is. But just here, even it up, get it as even as I possibly can, and put that there. There we are. It's quite beautiful. And then I'll pop it onto my base card here with some glue. Even it up. I hate to get to this point and do it uneven and then ruin everything. And then for the inside, the stamp set also has this beautiful sentiment which says, "Congratulations and best wishes for the future filled with love and happiness," which again is perfect for a wedding or an engagement. And I'm just going to pop that inside there. There. So within no any time flat, I've got what I think you hopefully will agree is a beautiful wedding card with something quite striking in that beautiful gold gown. This one here I did previously, and it's actually a rose gold foil. So I've used the petal pink ribbon for that one, just to bring out the pink of that one. But I think they're both really, really nice, and so you get that extra use of our beautiful die, our beautiful peacock tail, so we can use it and for all sorts of seasons. Anyway, that's all I needed to show you. I was so excited by that when I worked that out. I'm sure someone else has worked it out, but when I discovered it for myself earlier today, I thought I'd better share it with you all. Thank you. Have a great week, everyone. Have a great week, and I will see you all probably next weekend. Okay, bye.